So again, before we actually dive into the content of the deep web and learn about it and learn how to use it, it's important that we go over how to stay safe on the deep web. This is a question I get a lot, and a lot of people wonder, how do I stay safe? How do I not get hacked or not run into things I don't want to see? So we'll go over the basics of how to actually stay safe on the deep web. When it comes to staying safe on the deep web, it's often a misconception that it's dangerous to access. Like we talked about before in the last module, it's not dangerous to access. So you're already very safe when you're using Tor, and that is the browser you use to access the deep web. It is already very safe. It makes you very anonymous, and you have very little chance of getting hacked or running into scary things if you just are smart with what you are doing. On top of that, if you don't want to get arrested, well, don't buy illegal things and you should be pretty much good. But if you ever do plan to partake in the illegal activities, it's important to never give away any personal info that could identify you, where you're at, who you are, or what you are doing on the deep web. On top of that, when you're talking to people or browsing websites, you shouldn't click on any links, images, anything like that. You shouldn't do it randomly unless you actually know where it may take you, because this is a quick way to run into sites that you may not want to see. A final note here is just don't be rude. Now, that may seem a little weird, but you'd be surprised how the community actually works and how people aren't just sitting there talking to each other about drugs and things like that. They're actually helping each other. They're constructive. They give information. They share ideas. I mean, it is a very open place, especially with the websites that support free speech or whistleblowing. It's a really interesting place to read through. But if you find yourself being rude or just kind of nasty to other users, it's not going to end very well for you. Now, I'm not saying anyone's going to personally target you or hack you or anything like that, but people don't appreciate it. And when it comes to being rude, it's a general rule of thumb for the entire internet. Just because you're behind a keyboard and screen doesn't mean you should say something that you think would actually damage, be rude, or harming to them. Now, I'm not giving an ethics course here. I'm not talking about how you should follow the golden rule or anything like that. I'm just talking about with the deep web, don't be a dick. Don't be giving vendors who gave you good services bad reviews. Don't be going on sites telling people they're dumb for saying what they are. I mean, try to be a constructive member of the community, and you should be good to go. Obviously, these aren't like mini steps to be safe, but that's because you're already safe on the deep web. When you're using Tor, when you're using onion routing, these things keep your personal information very safe. And unless you do a lot of illegal things and antagonize the government to come after you, you're not going to be arrested and you're not going to be hacked or sought out. So you should be good to go. Hopefully that gave you a better understanding of how to stay safe on the deep web. Now it's time to actually get into the course and start the first real lecture of the course. So head to the next section to learn about the deep web versus the surface web.